decks, rooftop bar, and grill, the works. We're going to show you the airbrushing all the way through the weathering. And if you're here live, we hope you'll stick around and chat with us while we work. If you're watching the replay, understand this might not be the first episode. If it's not, we will have a link to the sequence playlist in the description. We want to thank you very much for joining us. Let's not beat around the bush anymore. Let's get to work. Thank you for being here. Hey there, good morning to you. We're going to be doing some more airbrushing in today's stream. Did a lot of this yesterday, same stuff, different model, doing two of these. Good morning to you. I'm glad to have you here with us if you're watching the replay. Definitely want to encourage you to stick around and subscribe. This is a series, and episode 1, there will be a link in the description after the stream. Let's get busy. We clean the gun a little. There we go. Uh-oh, what happened? Good morning to you if you happen to be watching. Mm. Mm. We have a clog, I think, in my gun. Yeah, we're gonna clear that out real quick. I hope. It was spraying great too. It is not real expensive paint though. But I didn't need to pour over that model piece, did I? And so I might have got some. I didn't strain it either. I'm very stubborn about that for some reason. Alright. We will get a quick tutorial, haha, on how to clear a clog out of the Bosch airbrush. I probably can took this water in here because we're a little thick. Alright, there. I don't think my problem is with this piece at all. I need to get my that should do it. Alright, on the bottom there is a, I don't even take it all the way out because I'll lose it. Pop it down. I'll clean this out, but this isn't causing it, but I'll make sure this is clear. It is. Alright, so our problem is almost certainly in here or here. Now I will come through with this one. And if I strain my paint, I need to put that on my Amazon list. If I strain my paint, this wouldn't happen. Because I use cheap paint. So I need to strain it. Alright, we're clear there. Little bitty chunk of something. Alright. That would be a quick clean that I hope gets us back running quickly and easily without me having to stop the stream and go clean the airbrush fully. I've been doing partial clean jobs and I need to go clean it out really good. Yep, we good here too. Now I'm going to do a little water just to make sure. Uh-oh. Alright. We're spraying like crazy now. Here. We're gonna bring this here. My paint was getting a little thicker than I wanted anyway, so I took the remainder of the water hopefully we didn't make it too thin. If not, when we come back to stream this afternoon, it'll be fine. The alcohol evaporates out quickly, obviously, but the water stays a little bit longer. And I had this kept overnight, so hopefully we can get back to it now. Alright. Need some background music playing. I might set that up for next time. We can do that. I got about an hour of jazz music. It's actually funky jazz music. here. In episode 1, we did this exact stuff because we're doing 2 of these restaurants. Hey Joe Rader, good to see you, man. Thank you for joining me this morning and saying hello. Yes, sir. I'm gonna be on early a bunch. I gotta do 2 of these by next Sunday. Weathered, fully assembled and weathered. And so I'm gonna stream the whole thing. And like this morning, I really didn't wanna, because I just woke up. I didn't want to be on camera, so I turned it off. But this afternoon I'll have the camera on too, I'm sure, and this evening. I'm going to have some help painting this evening. Avery will be here, and then we have Miss Alice in the house. I think Avery's going to teach her how to airbrush today. I got a bunch of brown that I've got to do. That's already brown, and it just needs to be the tint of the brown needs to be refined a little, and the shine needs to be knocked off the PLA to dull it. So it's just going to be, it's brown pieces going over brown, and so AJ's going to get to teach somebody how to airbrush today, so she's excited. Hey Lee, how's it going, man? Thank you for saying hello. Good to see you. Uh-oh, I must have dropped one. Uh-oh, I'm missing a piece. I don't know what I've done with it. Maybe it's under me. I'm sure we'll find it because it's in here and I haven't thrown anything away, but that's important. Alright, here. See how we doing. We're not getting too thick, are we? Good to see you both. Oh, don't want to do too much. Don't want to make a mess too much. I need a better system for pouring and stuff. I'm sure they make something. Better tools. Better mixers probably is all I need. This is a single action posh. I won it in an auction from Claude, Cowboy Valley and Timberline Junction. And I'm hard on stuff. And it's served me well thus far. Claude was giving away a bunch of stuff from an estate sale, and he had so much stuff that people couldn't keep up and buy everything, so I was able to get this really cheap. So I got to do all this color, and I only got 2 more palettes like this that haven't been touched. Got to do another coat of these on these. Then we'll switch to the brown. Just got to knock the shine off, change the color of the brown tint just a tad, and then we do the same with some black. And then I got to come in and do all these windows. and I'm going to use the canopy glue system on it. These are larger windows, but I did figure out a way to do the larger windows. So hopefully I can do the smaller windows with canopy glue really easy anyway, but these bigger windows, they'll get wavy with the canopy glue. And so I have devised a method to get around that. Because I got a lot of windows, and I don't want to cut that whatever stuff is, that transparency film. I don't want to just cut that a gazillion times. I should rephrase, I'm not going to cut that a gazillion times. What I do need to do though is I'm probably going to do these one building at a time and make sure that those look good, because I don't want to end up with two models that can't be sent out. These are going to a gentleman, well, it's not even considered across the pond. These are going to the Netherlands. The European folk, and I don't guess that's considered Europe. The people across the pond in general, I guess, is a better way to put it. But I sold a lot of these in France. Ironically, I guess it's maybe it matches some of their styles or something, because I've sold 3 of these in France. One in Australia and 2 in the Netherlands. I think there's one more, but I can't remember. This is, all these are the interior inserts. These go inside the corners of the walls to ensure that at the 45-degree angle I haven't left any place for the LED light to bleed through. And normally I do these in gray, so I don't have to, they're easier to color. But I accidentally printed this one in brown, and I'm going to see if I can paint over it and still use it. I'm going to have to do extra coats probably. But. And as I mentioned, I am missing a piece that I do need to find. Oh, there it is. Hot dog. That one will paint easier. I feel like my paint might be getting a little thin. I'm not gonna add any more water at all yet. Uh-oh, sticking. Definitely want to order some pouring stuff, mixing stuff for my paints. Matter of fact, I need that in duplicate. Alright, let's see here. You ain't kidding? They are my favorite safety shoes. They are my conductor shoes too. I don't think that they would let me wear these on any other railroad. I got a question for you, poll, if y'all are listening and still here. Uh-oh. Made a mess. Would you rather have a nice big layout with lots of options in one scale, or be able to model 3 different scales but have significantly less operating options? Which would you pick? The single scale with significantly more operations and possibilities galore for that kind of stuff, or you could model 3 different scales but not have very many options. Curious what you think. I got you. Well, I'm kind of weighing my options there, and there's a lot to weigh. One of my situations is I model in 5 or 6 different scales just because of the business. And I really enjoy a few of them, some not so much. But the very, very small scale, Z, wouldn't have any it would just be a continuous loop. Like a forced compression type deal. And I would get to model in a couple scales that I've wanted to, that I've never gotten an opportunity to. Similar. So I am going to get started on that first section on the new layout soon. The table work. I'm changing the design. It was boxy and had corners and 90-degree angles before, which we will be removing those, and it'll all be sweeping and curved. So these don't have to match the other one because they are separate buildings, but it should be really close. They need to match themselves here, but not the one that's out on the ping pong table dry already. Although that does mean I have to do structures in that smaller scale. Somebody's beeping. Oh, I got I have to have a 3D printing tutoring session in a couple hours. Well, an hour and a half. So I got 2 of those today. Woo! So I got I'll do this till I'm done, or 8, whichever comes first. Haha. And Then I got to get off here so I can go show somebody how to use their 3D printer on webcam. Then I get a 30-minute break, and I got to do the same thing again with a different person. Then I'll be back on. Well, I don't know if I'll be back on with y'all or not. AJ will get here this afternoon, and then we'll be back on probably once or twice this evening. And then I'll be back on tomorrow morning and throughout the day tomorrow until this bad boy gets built. This is one wall piece. It's a big piece, obviously, but I'm looking at a new printer now. I'm saving up for it, matter of fact, and I have some of it that will do 350 millimeter pieces at a time. And then we won't have anything we can't do one piece of whole in HO. We'll have HO covered, everything can be whole. Uh-oh, maybe he canceled. I just got 2 beeps. Which would be okay if he wanted to. I got stuff to do, obviously. This PLA soaks up this paint just a little, but once it does and dries, it's better about holding it the second time, obviously, like a primer. But I didn't do this very good at all. It didn't look like. This one needs major work. So yeah, I was thinking about doing one where I would basically just have I'd have 3 scales and have two with very limited options, but be able to have a couple trains on each scale doing continuous loops at each time, which that would be really cool. And doing all the scenery for all those scales and all that stuff would be so cool to me. So I worked on the bench work in case I decided to do it, to see if it was doable, and I think it is, but there's a lot of troubleshooting to do, and is that what I want to do is the big thing. But when I did that Sidetrack Sunday stream, I had the layout of the tables with 90-degree angles because of the tables I thought I was going to use, and I changed my mind on that, and I'm going to do all the no corners on it. Long story short, no corners. Alright, let's get this done. Looking forward to doing the windows a little bit, which is cool now that I got a new way. I used to dread doing the windows. Not so much anymore, which is nice. This is supposed to have a light weathered look, so I'm probably going to stop on the coats here. Not do another one after these is what I mean. As you can see, it will drink up the paint. And I think I was telling y'all my paint kind of was feeling like it was getting thin here too. But what happens is it does drink up a little bit of that paint. That paint gets in there and dries, and then that next coat will lay on better. Same primer effect. One more for good measure. I try to start the gun and stop the gun outside of the pieces so I don't get that mark on the end. Maybe that's a skill that should go without saying, but I figured I'd mention that. I can get pools at the edges if I don't sweep out past the model and waste a little paint on the edge. So, what we'll be doing is loading this gun up with brown next, and having AJ and Alice will be in here learning how to 3D, how to airbrush. AJ knows how to airbrush, she thinks, and so she's ready to teach somebody, she thinks. So that'll be fun to watch her teaching somebody how to airbrush this afternoon. We hope you will join us for that. And I should have put a, I haven't already, but there should be a playlist link in the description if you're watching the replay and stuff. And that playlist, this is episode 2. So that playlist will show you episode 1, which is the exact same thing that I'm doing here. So you're probably good, although I would love you to go to support the channel, let the stream play, give it a like or something, comment. That would be nice. But basically, I'm doing the exact same thing there that I'm doing here. And when we come back this afternoon, we'll be doing the very exciting brown over brown, which you can't even hardly see it. I didn't think about that. That's probably not a great thing to teach with, brown over brown. The thing is, it's, I don't want to say dummy proof, but it's hard to mess that up. But maybe we'll start with some bad pieces that contrast to the brown, and then we'll move into that once they've had a little fun. Because painting brown over brown is not much fun. Painting black over black is not much fun. And so now I'll use these in the corners of the model if needed. Most of the time I put them in there whether they need them or not, because they add a little structural support on the corners. One more time. I don't know if I got these as good. What time we got? 7:20. Yeah, we're gonna do another coat. I did 3 on those other ones, didn't I? Yep, I sure did, darn it. I understand if you have to dip out and eat or whatever, but appreciate if you stay. I gotta put one more coat on. Then I'm gonna bust out of here and tutor. Then I'm going to tutor again. And I did work all week, but this part's fun right here. And really, the instructing, you know, teaching the 3D printing is fun too. A lot of times, though, I am troubleshooting these folks because that's what they call me up for, because they have an issue they're unable to solve on their own with ChatGPT. If I can turn this up a little more. You're clogging again. I really don't want to have to come back on and do this color again. I want to be done with this color. See if I can do it clear here. Alright, we're going to use alcohol to see if we can get some alcohol through there and clear it out so I don't have to do another clean. Yay, I think I got it. Alright, we got it. I think. I'm gonna make a mess. Very nice. Ah. These are the fronted walls. They're the most important. Uh-oh, I'm starting to clog again, I think. Maybe not. Uh-oh. Dang it. Yeah. I'm gonna have to do it again, huh? clear it one more time, and I'm gonna put strainers on my Amazon lid. Not cooperating. It might need to be for real clean. It is spraying some, just not great. Alright, here, here. Just make sure this isn't too... No, it's not. And we'll do one more. Alright. Let's see if we can get one more done. Need to hit these guys one more time too. Make sure I keep enough paint. Last one. Come on. On this side, and then we're gonna call this good. And I'm gonna thank y'all for joining me this morning. We will all be back on this afternoon, probably 3:30, 4 o'clock, and I hope that y'all will be able to join us for that as well. And it was good to talk with y'all and see y'all this morning. Again, thank you for supporting the channel. I did do the exact same thing in episode 1, and then episode 3 will be a little more interesting because we're going to have some other people involved, and AJ is going to be instructing somebody how to learn how to airbrush, so that should be fun. Y'all have a good morning, and I'll